Naruto, Reborn Prodigy, Master of all Ninjutsu. Episode 22. Naruto knows very well that the fate of Uchiha in the future is not very good. Maybe the next time we meet, she will already be killed? Leaving Tayuya behind, it can be considered that Naruto saved a little careful thought. Naruto found a place to sit down and waited for Tayuya to arrive. Soon, Tayuya caught a few rabbits, and she was really an obedient girl. I saw that she was carrying about 5 or 6 rabbits in her hands, both white and gray, and these rabbits did not have the slightest blood on them, and it seemed that they were not killed with weapons. It's really bad, catching so many rabbits at once. Tayuya handed the rabbit directly to Naruto. What do you want the rabbit to do? Of course it's food, didn't I just say that? I'm hungry, so I need you to catch the rabbit. Duoshe was also a little stunned. She didn't survive in the wild, and she had lived a lot of hard life, but the experience of eating rabbits in the wild was really not. Every time she completed a mission, she either went straight back to her life or found a town to live in. Naruto had already prepared the dry branches and started the fire, and the location he had chosen was right next to the river, and it would be much easier to clean the rabbits. He threw it to Tayuya. Shave the rabbit's hair, shave it clean, I won't eat the furry rabbit. Tayu couldn't help but frown, but thinking that the magic flute was still in Naruto's hands, she had to obediently take the kunai and take the rabbit to the river to wash and shed its hair. However, she did not simply shed her hair, but stared at Naruto from time to time, only to see Naruto making a fire over there, as if she was defenseless. Holding the kunai in his hand, Tayuya secretly thought that if Naruto was not paying attention to attack him, he might be able to snatch the flute and choose to leave immediately. She knew Naruto's strength, and if the sneak attack was successful, she would not continue to entangle with Naruto. She only needed to seize the magic flute. Just as she was thinking about it, Naruto's voice sounded faintly. If you want to sneak up on me now, I advise you to use the second state of the spell directly, because your first state will lose quickly, and the second state, maybe, can be close to me. Tayuya's face was full of horror. She suddenly turned her head to stare at Naruto. How did he know what he was thinking? Was it because of what she had done to expose? Naruto chuckled, and at a glance he could see through what Tayu was also thinking. This world is different from Blue Star, and Tayuya is also different from those girls of the same age on Blue Star. She is a ninja with great strength, but at the end of the day, she was just a 14-year-old girl. Emotions are written on the face, and it is easy to see through. Naruto just smiled. You can't hide the murderous spirit in your body. I know that you are very unhappy to stay by my side, but the loser is Cole. You have lost to me now. It is right to listen to me. At least I didn't kill you. Tayuya pinched Kuwu's strength a little more. What kind of person is he? It seems that she is just a stinky ghost, but he can see through her thoughts. As she gritted her teeth, Naruto hummed a little tune. For more than 10 days, he has been practicing alone as a monk, and now he has someone to accompany him. Of course, he is in a good mood. Although Tayuya was dissatisfied with Naruto instructing her to do such an imbecile thing, she finished it quickly and washed it very clean. Naruto took the washed and faded rabbit. Then he took a wooden stick that had been cut long ago and inserted it into the rabbit's body, and then put it on a shelf that had already been set up and roasted. Tayuya caught so many rabbits, of course Naruto would not waste them. They were all roasted directly, and the rack was not small, and these rabbits were hung together. Tayu also watched from the sidelines, only to think that Naruto's behavior was strange. Naruto looked at Tayuya while roasting. How? Never eaten a roast rabbit? Tayuya shook his head. Naruto smiled. If you eat it later, it will definitely be delicious. But if you have some ingredients, it will be even more delicious. But it's a pity that I didn't bring it. At that time, when he left Konoha village, he only thought that he would stay outside for a while. The purpose was to cultivate, and he did not bring any auxiliary food. There is no sauce or the like, but as the rabbit is cooked, the aroma gradually spreads. Tayuya smelled it, and he felt a little hungry. After the rabbit was almost baked, Naruto directly picked up a roasted rabbit and handed it to Tayuya. Eat. Tayu couldn't help but be stunned, and looked at Naruto a little dumbfounded. For me? How? Don't want to eat? No. It's not. I saw that Tayuya hesitated, but still took the roasted rabbit. When Naruto grilled, she felt very fragrant, and after several battles today, consuming a lot of physical strength, she was really hungry. If it weren't for meeting Naruto, she would have gone to another town to rest by now, and this point would have been dinner time. Now he stayed in the forest with Naruto. First went to catch the rabbit, washed the rabbit, and then kept watching Naruto barbecue. While she was thinking about this, she took a bite of the roasted rabbit, and the meat was very tender. P.S. I have something busy outside today. The update is a little late. Here to say sorry. There will be an update later. Episode 23. In Tayuya's view, food is just to fill the stomach, and it doesn't matter if it's good or not. But the rabbit she was eating now was better than anything she had eaten before. Looking at the roasted rabbit in his hand dumbfounded, he ate it again. She said unconsciously, "It's delicious." Naruto smiled and bit the rabbit meat. It's not bad, the rabbit meat is quite tender, but it lacks some taste. Taiyu has never eaten cumin powder or other roasted sauces, so naturally he will not know that there is a more delicious roasted rabbit. She couldn't stop eating because it was so delicious. Looking at the way Tayuya ate, Naruto couldn't help but sigh that she was actually just a little girl. It's just that because the living environment is different, I can't be a real girl. Looking at the way she eats now, she is unguarded and looks much cuter. The appetite of the two is not small, and the few rabbits caught by Yuya have finally eaten a whole essence. Tayuya was 2 years older than Naruto, and the two were about the same size, but she ate more than Naruto. After eating, there were some marks on the side of Tayuya's mouth. Naruto couldn't help but tease her. "You're not polite at all, and you're not afraid of me poisoning your food?" Tayuya was stunned. She really hadn't thought about this problem. At this time, thinking about it, I was indeed a little careless. However, she wiped the marks on the corners of her mouth and said, "I can't beat you anyway. If you want to kill me, you can take my life at any time. I didn't expect you to see it quite openly." Taiyu does not speak. She just wants to get her weapons back. The ninja world is dangerous and can be in crisis at any time. Without weapons, her chances of survival will drop a lot. At this point, if Naruto was going to kill her, she had nothing to say. As Naruto said, the loser is Cole, and since she loses, her fate can only be in the hands of others. This is also what Lord Orochimaru has always taught her. After eating the roasted rabbit, Naruto took the soil to extinguish the fire, stretched his waist, and said, "When you are full of food and drink, go to sleep first, and accompany me to the town tomorrow. I don't know what is fun in the town." Taiyu didn't speak, just followed Naruto like a maid. The two went to a tree hole where Naruto had been resting. There was no inn in the wilderness, so they could only sleep here. Previously, in order to rest well, Naruto found a lot of dry straw and threw it on the ground to make a simple bed. In addition to that, Naruto once went to a nearby town to buy sheets and the like. Although he still wanted to buy a more comfortable pillow quilt, Naruto was shy in his pockets and did not have so much money at the moment. "So I had to rest." Fortunately, the inside of the tree hole is very dry. There is no standing water, and the simple bed he built will not look damp. With Tayuya, he walked into the tree hole where he was resting, and the tree hole was wide enough that the two of them would not look crowded together. He lay directly on the simple straw bed and reached out and patted his side. "Lie next to me, although it's just dry straw underneath, it's quite soft." Tayuya frowned. "No need, I'll just sleep next to it." Not because Naruto was a man, but because Naruto was an enemy, so she wouldn't huddle with Naruto. But Naruto teased, "How? Afraid I'll do something to you?" Taiyu also thought that Naruto's actions were meant to kill her, but she sat directly on the ground, leaning against the wall of the tree next to her, crossing her hands, and said with a look of disdain, "If you want to kill me, you will kill me at any time, I am not afraid." Naruto raised his eyebrows slightly. Did this girl misunderstand something? How do you move your hands and feet to kill her? Could it be she doesn't know anything about men and women? Didn't she know that he was actually teasing her just now? In order to verify his idea, Naruto deliberately looked at Tayuya with a smile. "I won't kill you. After all, you are a woman. What a waste it is to kill you. Wouldn't it be better to leave you as my maid and serve me night and night?" Tayuya closed his eyes and said lightly, "I will only be your slave for a day. This is what you said. If you are not willing to return your weapon to me, kill me. If you do not kill me, I will desperately snatch back my weapon. Even if I lose my life, I will not hesitate." When she said this, she almost looked like she was dead, but she was not angry at all because of Naruto's words, night and night. When ordinary women hear this kind of teasing, they will definitely be thunderous. Moreover, Doyu is not the kind of gentle woman. According to common sense, she should be angry to the extreme at this moment. But she wasn't angry at all? The only thing that could be explained was that she didn't understand what Naruto was talking about at all. And Naruto, who was lying on the straw bed, couldn't help but laugh out loud. His laughter made Tayuya feel very unhappy, and she thought that Naruto was laughing at her for being self-defeating. Episode 24. At this moment, Tayuya gritted his teeth viciously. "What's so funny? I'm staying here because I'm no match for you. Don't think I'm surrendering to you." Naruto controlled his laughter a little and put his hand behind his head as a pillow. He gently closed his eyes. "It's nothing, I just think I'm provoking a straight woman of steel, and I can't move at all. Flirting? It's not early, go to bed early, you have to go to town tomorrow." Naruto didn't speak again after that. Tayuya looked at Naruto, his face full of puzzlement. From just now, Naruto's words were strange, and he had no idea what he was talking about. It was already dark outside, and if it weren't for the full moon today, the inside of the tree hole would already be dark at this time. However, the moonlight shone in from the outside, and everything in the tree hole could be clearly seen, including Naruto's sleeping appearance. At first, Tayuya leaned against the tree wall and closed his eyes, but in the middle of the night, Tayuya suddenly opened his eyes. At that moment, there was killing intent hidden in her eyes. She is a ninja who was raised by Orochimaru-sama. Her own weapon fell into the hands of the enemy, and she is now in the same room with the enemy? Anyway, it seems incredible, right? Moreover, it does not make sense at all. Tayuya looked at Naruto. She put her hand on her waist. In addition to the magic flute, she also had Kumu and Shuriken on her. Now kill Naruto while he is asleep, so that he can take away his weapon. Tayuya slowly got up, holding a kunai in his hand and gradually approaching Naruto. At this time, Naruto closed his eyes tightly. His sleeping appearance seemed very peaceful, and the moonlight outside illuminated Naruto's face exceptionally clearly, with a hint of immaturity and a little dust. And Tayuya held Kumu in his hand and aimed it at Naruto, directly on the place of Naruto's neck. As long as she stabbed it hard, Naruto would definitely die. But when she was about to start, Tayuya remembered the roasted rabbit she ate today. The roasted rabbit was delicious. It was the best thing she had ever eaten. He remembered Naruto's constant handing of roasted rabbits to himself. All this is very strange. Naruto is clearly his own enemy. Why do you feel strange about Naruto? Duoshe couldn't help but cut in his mouth, and put away the bitterness again. Just as a thank you gift for my roasted rabbit, I won't kill you today. But if you don't return your weapon to me tomorrow, I will definitely fight with you, she muttered and returned to where she was before and continued to lean in. When she closed her eyes, the corners of Naruto's lips curled slightly, and when Tayuya was close to him, he had already noticed. According to Tayuya's strength, he is not his opponent at all, and the reason why he didn't debunk it is to see if she will kill him in the end. Now it seems that Tayu is also a cute girl, at least she didn't really choose to kill him. Early morning, the weather is very good, the sun shines in, and the tree hole looks warm. Tayuya had already woken up, and at this time she was standing at the mouth of the tree hole, her hands crossed and looking out, like a night watchman. At this time, Naruto turned over on the straw bed. He opened his eyes. The sunlight outside was a little dazzling. Naruto was a little unable to open his eyes. Seeing Tayuya standing at the mouth of the tree hole, Naruto sat up. Up so early? Or did you stay up all night? Tayuya just glanced at Naruto and mouthed, it's not early, and besides, didn't you say you were going to town? Naruto smiled, got up and walked to Tayuya's side, and moved a little closer. How? So anxious to go on a date with me? Tayuya thought Naruto's words were strange, so she explained, I just don't think time should be wasted. Naruto laughed, don't tease you, let's go now, go to town. Tayuya glanced at Naruto. She really couldn't understand what Naruto was thinking, why he always smiled, and he was in front of himself, without the slightest alertness. It's like last night, if she really did it, Naruto might have died today, right? While she was thinking about it, Naruto was planning what to do in town later. The time he has been in the Hokage world is not short, but he has never had time to stroll. Today, while there is a beautiful woman with Yuya, you can relax appropriately. If only Hinata were there, it would be more fun to tease Hinata than to tease Tayu. At least Hinata knew that he was teasing her. Tayuya is like a piece of wood, and she doesn't understand what to say to her. The two walked one after the other, and it didn't take long to reach the nearby town. Castle Town, a town belonging to the Land of Fire. Naruto did not know anything about this town, and from the outside, it felt no different from ordinary towns. Walking on the road, many civilians walked leisurely on the street, some carrying dishes in their hands, others carrying bags. Both sides of the road, some vendors were shouting with goods in their hands, which was very lively. In addition to this, you can see many fairly modern shops. Episode 25. Although this is the world of Hokage, many things are very similar to those on the Blue Star. For example, barbecue restaurants, ramen shops, or other consumer shops where you eat, as well as florists and bookstores. Naruto walked around the market, only feeling very lively, as if he had arrived in a strange city and made a trip. There is also a beautiful girl by your side, which is really beautiful. Just as the two were walking on the street, a middle-aged woman walked in front of them. The middle-aged woman was carrying a bag in her hand, and she was also holding a little girl, obviously a mother and daughter. The mother and daughter talked and laughed, the four of them met, and the middle-aged woman just passed by with Tayuya, but she didn't pay much attention and directly bumped into Tayuya's shoulder. Tayuya has always had a short temper, and looked back at the middle-aged female woman with a cold look. Believe it or not, I killed you. The tone was very fierce, which made the middle-aged woman tremble, and she didn't dare to look at Duoshe, grabbed her daughter and fled. Looking at the middle-aged woman running away, Naruto looked at Tayuya, and he said with a smile, you're a girl, why do you always talk about killing? Be careful not to marry. Tayuya glared at Naruto, she hit me, I should have died. Naruto reached out and poked Tayuya's waist, and mouthed, then I'm hitting you now, are you going to kill me? Tayuya was stunned, and then said with a cold face, if I could, I would definitely kill you, but I can't beat you. Haha, you are quite self-aware, and you know that you can't beat me? If I had beaten you, I wouldn't have stood with you now. Naruto laughed, looking at the fierce look on Tayuya's face, but in his opinion, it looked particularly cute, and she was really a straightforward girl. He continued to walk forward. Forget it, let's go to the front and take a look. Walk to the end of a street and there is a lotto shop next to a grocery store. Unexpectedly, there is also a lotto shop here. Naruto thought it was interesting and walked straight in. Tayuya frowned and glanced at Naruto, Unexpectedly, you are still a gambler. I'm not a gambler, I'm just having fun. The lotto shop here is similar to the place where lottery tickets are sold, except that the decoration is somewhat different, and instead of peddling paper tickets, it is spent on lottery. If he wins the number of the jackpot, even if he wins, Naruto directly takes out the money on his body and buys a bet casually. Of course, he didn't expect to buy a bet to win the lottery, it was just fun. However, after the lottery, Naruto finally directly won 100,000 taels. Little friend, your luck is too good. It turned out to be 100,000 taels. The owner of the lotto shop sighed. It would be nice if someone who often came to buy lotto won the lottery, but Naruto was obviously coming for the first time, and he was still so young. Naruto looked happy. Can he not be happy to win the lottery? He smiled and said, I didn't expect luck to be so good. It seems that I came to this world, and my luck value also exploded. In his previous life, he couldn't even win another bottle, but now he actually won 100,000 taels. Hokage world, 100,000 taels is not small money. It is equivalent to 1 million yen on Blue Star. Although it is not a lot of money, it is enough to spend for a few days, and it can live very dashingly. Naruto withdrew the money and said thank you. Suddenly got 100,000 taels. The mood was particularly happy. Naruto put his hands on his back, like a little old man strolling the street, looking very leisurely. Now that the money is there, what should I do? After that, he turned his head and looked at Tayuya. Tayuya is also very beautiful, but she can't see her figure, because her clothes completely bury her waistline, and there is a bandage wrapped around her head, which suppresses her beauty a lot. In addition, because she was away for a long time, her clothes were dusty and looked rustic. Not only Tayuya, but Naruto himself, during this time, he lived in a tree hole in the wilderness every day, and of course his clothes were not clean. Naruto directly reached out and took Tayuya's small hand, and said happily, let's go buy new clothes first. You change your clothes and look better. It will definitely be more beautiful than now. Taiyu felt strange when he was also held by Naruto's hand, because Naruto's palm seemed to be larger than his own, and his body temperature was higher than his own. What's more, Naruto didn't have any murderous aura when he faced himself. He didn't intend to kill himself, but he held himself like this, as if it's the same as his own brother. No, Naruto is 2 years younger than himself. Is it like his own brother? Thinking of this, Duoshe couldn't help but shake his head. She felt like she was thinking too much. She never knew about the so-called family and affection, because it was not easy to survive, and she simply did not have more thoughts to think about anything else. It must be because he thinks he can't beat Naruto in his heart, so he has these messy thoughts. While she was thinking about it, Naruto led her into a kimono shop. Naruto had never worn a kimono before, just watched others wear it. Episode 26. The clerk saw Naruto and Tayuya walk in and greeted them very warmly. You too, I don't know what you want. Naruto responded, find 2 clothes that fit us, the ones that look good. Okay. Look how handsome you two are. There are plenty of clothes for 2 people in the store. After that, I saw that the store manager went over and brought 2 sets of kimonos, 1 male and 1 female. The women's model is a light beige fabric with azure blue stripes, and a blue waist seal with some aqua blue decorative patterns exposed outside the waist seal. It looks simple and atmospheric, and it doesn't feel like bells and whistles. The men's model is made of dark blue plain fabric, and the waist seal is silver with embroidery of the same silver, plus a dark blue feather weaving. Compared to men's models are simpler. Naruto nodded. Just these 2 sets, in addition to clothes. Are there matching shoes? Yes, if you two need to do a styling, I can also ask my wife to do a styling for you. Naruto was stunned at first, and couldn't help but laugh. And this kind of service? Of course, as long as the 2 of you need it, I have everything here. Then Naruto looked at Tayuya. Help her make a look, since she is wearing a kimono, roll her hair up. When he heard that he wanted to make a look for himself, Duoshe also seemed a little unhappy. She said with a hint of anger, none of you are allowed to touch me. Otherwise, be careful I kill you. Taiyu is also really angry. She is a ninja, not a toy. Of course she can't be crossed around. But Naruto spoke, don't forget, today you have to listen to me. I have to do whatever I let you do. If you don't, I will destroy your magic flute. Hearing Naruto say this, Tayuya was suddenly deflated. She knew that she couldn't help but listen to Naruto. In desperation, I had to agree. But Tayuya's threatening words just now didn't seem like a joke at all, which made the shop owner a little scared and did not dare to do anything to Tayuya. Naruto on the side was relieved to the shop owner. It's okay. In fact, she is quite well behaved and obedient. Obedient? He didn't see that Duoshe was also obedient. At this moment, the shop owner could feel a murderous aura on Tayuya, as if the girl was a ninja. Ninjas are not easy to mess with, and it is easy to kill them. Seeing the shop owner's worried look, the famous man said, well, when she changes her clothes, I stare, and when she does styling, I also watch from the side. How about it? The shop owner looked Naruto up and down. Although it was not clear about the true relationship between Naruto and the girl, it was clear that the red-haired girl listened to Naruto. If he is there, it should be safe. So the shop owner nodded and agreed. Okay, then the 2 go to the back to change clothes. I'll let my wife come over to style this young lady then. Good. Naruto walked in with a smile. Although Tayuya was a little reluctant, she still followed. As soon as he entered, Naruto began to change clothes, but Tayuya kept holding his new clothes in a daze, and his two eyes kept staring at Naruto. Naruto stopped the movement in his hand and looked at Tayuya and asked, "How? Want me to change it for you?" Tayuya frowned. "Why do you have to change into this kind of clothes?" "Because your clothes are dirty, and I want to see what it looks like for you to change your clothes." Of course, Tayuya didn't know what was going on in Naruto's head. She just thought that Naruto was forcing her to do something she didn't want to do. She wanted to refuse, but considering that her weapon was still in Naruto's hands, she finally obediently began to change her clothes. Changing clothes is not the key. The point is that Tayuya does not look at Naruto at all. As if she was staying in the same space with a person of the same sex, she directly took off her clothes, not caring about Naruto's gaze at all, which made Naruto stunned for a while. After waiting until the whole process was over, watching Tayu also throw her original clothes aside, she had changed into a simple kimono. "I haven't done it yet, but the waistline looks very slender against the background of the kimono." Tayuya turned out to have shorter clothes than her kimono. After all, she is a ninja, and usually wearing such a style of kimono is not conducive to movement. After changing into new clothes, she was very unused to it, pulled the hem of her skirt, and frowned. "This stuff is really complicated. When can I change it down?" "When you don't need to follow my arrangement, you can replace it if you want, but..." Naruto paused for a moment as he said this. Tayuya looked at Naruto as she waited for Naruto to say the next thing. "You used to do this too? Even if the opposite sex is around, will it not hide? What do you mean?" Tayuya's innocence really gave Naruto a bit of a headache, and he began to wonder if his guess was true, so he had to make it clearer. "For example, when you take a shower and change clothes, there will be other men around you watching? What are you kidding? I'm a person no matter what I do, and who dares to stand by my side when I change my clothes and take a shower? What about the big snake pill? Lord Orochimaru's favorite is Junmaru, and he won't spend his time on me." Episode 27. Tayu is also an extremely simple woman, and because she has been following Orochimaru for a long time, her personality is a little strange. It is a normal psychology not to like others around you. At this time, Naruto noticed that the neckline of Tayuya's waist was not tidied up, but the waist seal of the clothes had already been put on, and she was really a sloppy woman. Naruto walked directly to Tayuya and reached out and placed his hand on Tayuya's waist. Tayuya didn't know anything about men and women, but faintly, he felt that Naruto's action seemed to offend him. She grabbed Naruto's outstretched hand and asked with a serious look, "What are you going to do?" Naruto raised his eyebrows slightly. "You still know I'm going to do something bad to you?" "I don't know what you're going to do, but your action makes me feel very uncomfortable. It seems that after staying with me for one night, you have also developed a little bit of a knack, but you can't beat me. Even if I really want to do something bad to you, you can't refuse." Tayuya moved his hand and trembled slightly, because Naruto was right. She couldn't beat Naruto, even if he was going to kill himself now. She couldn't resist, and after understanding this, Tayuya let go of his hand. Naruto untied Tayuya's waist seal without any scruples, helped Tayuya tidy up the neckline, and finally helped Tayuya tie the waist seal again. Don't let other men get close to you in the future. When taking a bath and changing clothes, you must find a hidden place. Don't swagger like today. You have to remember that you are a girl. For men, your body is easy to make people have some thoughts that they shouldn't have. Tayuya stared blankly at Naruto. She didn't know why Naruto said these words to herself. She seemed to understand, but she didn't seem to understand very well. Seeing that Tayuya was also dumbfounded, Naruto couldn't help sighing, and said, "There are some things that are more terrible than your death. So remember what I said to you today, otherwise, you will cry then. Not every man is as gentleman as me." After speaking, Naruto gently patted Tayuya's waist. "Okay, this dress suits you very well. Let the lady help you get your hair." After that, Naruto pushed open the door, and the boss came over with the hostess. The hostess is a woman, and she doesn't know about Tayuya threatening her husband. Seeing Tayuya wearing a kimono, the hostess couldn't help but praise. "This young lady is so beautiful. The clothes are perfect for you, and there are very few people who can wear a kimono so well." As the shop lady, this kind of compliment is a common phrase, and the lady doesn't know how many times she has said it. But what he said this time was sincere, because Tayuya really looks good in this outfit. After that, the hostess pulled Tayuya into the room, and began to help Tayuya with styling. The hostess had a good eye and did not give Tayuya too pompous styling, but just coiled her hair. He took a very simple hair ornament and put it on, and at the same time helped Tayuya put on a simple makeup. When all this was done, the lady looked at Tayuya and praised again, "You are really too beautiful. If only my daughter were so beautiful as you." At this time, Tayuya looked at himself in the mirror and was a little frozen. She lives on the edge of hell every day, and she lives to serve the great snake pill. When she was very young, she knew that she was a girl, even stinky and beautiful. But stinky beauty can't fill her stomach and survive in this dangerous world. So gradually, she lost all the characteristics of women in her body, and new clothes and dressing did not exist in her life. And she never knew that after cleaning up, she would become so good looking. No matter how rough the nerves are, she can clearly distinguish what looks good and what is not. Naruto had been standing on the sidelines and watching, and couldn't help but praise. This girl still looks like a girl, it's really beautiful. I don't know why, being praised by Naruto so much, her heart actually had a temperature, and she felt a faint happiness. It felt like someone had been given a candy when I was a child, which was really strange. She turned to look at Naruto, as if trying to find the answer she wanted in Naruto's face. Naruto looked straight at the past with a smile on his face. How? Falling in love with handsome me? Tayuya frowned slightly, and said in a cold tone, the feeling you give me is getting more and more strange. Strange? How strange? I don't know, I just think it's weird. Tayuya's answer made Naruto very helpless, completely did not understand what Tayuya wanted to say. He did not continue to ask. The clothes were purchased, the styling was ready, and after the order, Naruto left with Tayuya. Walking down the street, many people looked at Tayuya, especially the men. The change of shape is also very eye-catching. Why do these people always look at me? Tayuya was also very unhappy with the stare, so he asked like this. Naruto smiled and said, because you're beautiful, I've been looking at you. Episode 28. After tossing and turning all morning, it was almost 10 noon, and Naruto led Tayuya into a restaurant. After the two had lunch, Naruto took Tayuya to a hot spring restaurant, intending to take a dip in the hot spring. These days are too rough, and Naruto needs to soak in the hot spring body to be comfortable. Outside the hot spring shop, Tayuya looked inside, and it felt very strange. What are we going to do when we go in? Tayuya asked Naruto. Naruto glanced at Tayuya with a smile on his face. You shouldn't have even soaked in a hot spring, right? Tayuya answered very honestly, I'm busy every day and don't have time to have fun. That's a pity, life is so long. Don't strain yourself so tightly, just enjoy life. Naruto walked into the hot spring shop very leisurely, and Tayuya hesitated, but still followed Naruto in. According to Tayuya's personality, there is no distinction between men and women, and Naruto directly booked a private hot spring room. Looking at Naruto and Tayuya, the shopkeeper thought that the two were in a relationship and didn't think much about it. The clerk was taken into the private hot spring room, and the other party greeted politely. If you two have any service, you can call us at any time, and we will serve you. Naruto nodded and said thank you, and then the clerk left, and Naruto walked into the private hot spring room. The rooms are not small and decorated in a very traditional and furnished manner. The brown floor is very bright, the walls are also brown, and the lighting is warm yellow, which makes the whole room look very warm inside. Because it is a private hot spring room and is recognized as a couple, the room has only one tatami mat, but it can sleep 2 people. The plain quilt was neatly folded, and 2 sets of yukata, one for a man and one woman, were placed on it. Further inside, there is a sliding door, and when you open the door, you will find a courtyard with a separate hot spring pool for this room. There are a lot of bamboo planted around the hot spring pool, which makes this small yard a little more vibrant. At this time, the water of the hot spring pool was constantly steaming, and Naruto was not vague at all, and directly took off his clothes and went down from the hot spring pool. Lying on the edge of the hot spring pool, his body soaked in warm water, he only felt that his 2 veins of Ren-do seemed to be opened. For more than 10 consecutive days of high-intensity cultivation, even if he could use the Nine-Tails Chakra, his physical strength was consumed a lot. When he didn't stop, he didn't feel it, but now that he was completely relaxed, Naruto actually felt some back pain. But fortunately, this hot spring water made his fatigue subside a lot. All this was seen by Tayuya, but she didn't feel ashamed of being so with Naruto like ordinary girls. I just felt that Naruto seemed to enjoy the look very much. Naruto glanced up at Tayuya, who was still on the shore, and he said, if you feel embarrassed, rest first, and when I am ready, you will come down. Tayuya frowned, she felt that Naruto's words meant a provocation, so she subconsciously responded, what's so embarrassing? There is nothing I am afraid of. I saw that Tayuya didn't mean to be shy at all. She took off her clothes and went directly into the pool. As a man who has lived 2 lifetimes, and has seen too many men who have changed clothes, Naruto was a little shocked. This Tayuya also looks fierce, but this brain is purer than Hinata, especially when it comes to relationships between men and women. He spoke so gentlemanly, she could still think that she was provoking. After Tayuya went into the water, for a while, she didn't know how to move. However, she learned a little. Like Naruto, she found a place to sit down, the warm spring water rippled on her body, and her originally tense nerves relaxed a lot at this moment. Later, Tayuya even completely relaxed her body and mind, feeling the pleasure of the water, and she experienced hot spring immersion for the first time. Naruto glanced at Tayuya and couldn't help but laugh. It seems that you also like this place. Naruto's words reminded Tayuya that such a life should not belong to her, and she was even immersed in this stability. I even think this kind of life is very good. Don't be nervous, just relax properly. Besides, you don't have a mission today, and you don't need to fight and kill, just enjoy life. Tayuya froze. The first time someone said something like this to her. By the side of the Great Snake Pill, she will always get endless tasks. No one ever said that she could relax, enjoy life, and not have to face life and death. And this little ghost in front of him is not old next year, but sometimes he talks like a little old man. She stared at Naruto tightly, and Naruto didn't need to open his eyes to feel Tayuya's gaze. It's just that Tayuya's eyes no longer hide killing intent, but she is looking, and she is thinking about how she can see Naruto clearly. He chuckled, think about what to eat at night. When I came just now, there seemed to be a lot of delicious food on the road. Episode 29. Such a relaxed chat atmosphere is something that Duo Yuya has never dared to hope for, nor has he ever hoped for. As long as you can survive, it is already very difficult. Remembering everything about today and Naruto, he said that he wanted to be his entourage, and he never let her do life-threatening things, but kept doing things she had never done before. Whether it's changing clothes, having a meal, or soaking in the hot spring now, it's an experience you've never experienced before. As she thought like this, time passed slowly. Naruto didn't soak for too long to get up. After all, he had been soaking, and his body couldn't stand it, changed into a yukata, and Naruto lay directly on the tatami. Although it was not Simon's bed, the tatami mats were also soft, and lying on them made Naruto feel very comfortable. Not long after lying down, Tayuya walked up, and the dry ground was suddenly wet by Tayuya. Naruto handed her a towel. Wipe your body and go to dinner later, I have to rest for a while. Tayuya's hand slowed slightly, and then took the towel Naruto gave her, only to see her dry and learn Naruto to put on the yukata. The yukata here is simpler and more modest than the kimono that Tayuya wore before, and the makeup on Tayuya's face has been removed, and the hair that was originally coiled up has been draped down, which makes her look much more beautiful. Naruto looked at her for a moment, his eyes closed again. He wanted to rest a little more now. After Tayuya changed into his yukata, he did not lie down with Naruto, but sat next to the tatami. His eyes were locked on Naruto. She was wondering what kind of person Naruto really was. Why does a man who can kill himself get along so well with himself? Can there be such peace between people? Looking back on the more than 10 years I have lived, it seems that I have never had such a life. Naruto gave her a whole new experience, and it made her feel like she was trapped in it, and she even liked it a little. If you follow Naruto all the time, it may be a good feeling. Is it called Naruto? Tayuya suddenly spoke. Naruto closed his eyes and snorted. Tayuya hesitated for a long time and couldn't help but ask, why didn't you kill me? According to your strength, it's easy to kill me, isn't it? How? Want to die so much? No, I want to live. Since you want to live, why do you ask me why I didn't kill you? Tayuya was speechless for a while. She didn't even know what to say. Being with Naruto was completely different from her old lifestyle. After a pause, Tayuya said, you and I are the enemy. If you don't kill me today, another day, maybe you will die at my hands, and you must not be soft on the enemy. Naruto opened his eyes and sat up. He showed a smile, and there was a little more boyish air on his body. I'm not an enemy when you're not an enemy. You're not enough to be my enemy. It's the enemy who can threaten my life, you. At most, it is just a passerby. Tayuya's eyes were a little dissatisfied, because Naruto was completely despising herself, saying that she was not worthy of being his enemy. Besides, you are so beautiful. It is not interesting to be your enemy, and it is more interesting to be your husband. The original anger, because Naruto's words instantly decreased by a few points, and even Taiyu himself didn't know why. Looking at Tayuya's frozen look, Naruto continued to tease her. How? Want to be my wife? Tayuya frowned and said directly, why do you always say strange things? Naruto just smiled and didn't explain much. I think it's strange. That's what you don't understand now. You'll understand later. After speaking, Naruto continued to close his eyes. At this time, Taiyu really didn't understand Naruto's words, and it wasn't until years later that she understood how she felt at this time. The two lived in harmony until dusk. Naruto's time was just right, and he woke up when the time was almost right. He stretched. I haven't slept so comfortably for a long time. Take you to dinner. What do you want to eat? It's okay, listen to you. Tayuya's tone was much gentler, which made Naruto a little stunned. Immediately praised, this is much cuter. This is how a girl should look. Change your clothes. The moment Taiyu was also praised by Naruto, there seemed to be a trace of warmth in his heart. It was a strange feeling, a feeling she had never felt before. Orochimaru-sama rarely praises her because she is not as good as Genmaru, but occasionally, every time she praises, Taiyu is also happy. But the happiness that was praised by Naruto now was completely different from the happiness praised by Orochimaru. She frowned, changing her clothes as she wondered what it was like to feel like this. After changing his clothes, Naruto took Tayuya to a nearby restaurant for dinner. After dinner, it was getting dark, the sun was setting, and the dim sun was shining down, making Naruto's cheeks look much softer. The two returned to the hot spring again. Before entering, Naruto stopped and raised his hand to take out Tayuya's magic flute. Episode 30. Naruto reached over and handed the magic flute to Tayuya. Your stuff. However, Tayuya was stunned. She looked at the magic flute, did not immediately reach out to take it, but looked at Naruto with a puzzled expression. You. Give me back the magic flute now? Naruto looked at the time and sighed. Although it is a beautiful thing to have a beautiful woman to accompany, but I am a person who talks about conversion, and you performed well in the agreement made at this time yesterday, so now is the time for me to return the magic flute to you. Tayuya only felt incredulous that Naruto really wanted to return the magic flute to himself, and in this ninja world of deceit, killing and plundering, Naruto had to keep his promise. Seeing that Taya didn't reach out, Naruto took the magic flute in his hand and spun it around. Don't want it? Or do you want to be with me all the time? Listening to Naruto's words, Tayuya only felt a little trance, and deep down, there was really a wisp of impulse. However, she belongs to the person of the big snake pill, and if she does not go back on time, the big snake pill is likely to punish herself and finally kill herself. Moreover, she has followed the big snake pill since she was a child, and she has the spell mark given to her by the big snake pill. No matter what, she will definitely not be able to get rid of the big snake pill. So she had to go back to Oto Ninja Village, to reclaim her life, to Orochimaru. She immediately reached out and snatched the magic flute over. I said, I am Lord Orochimaru's subordinate. It will definitely not follow you. Naruto smiled and said, but from yesterday to today, haven't you been following me? I'm being forced. Oh. So that's the case, but I see that you seem to enjoy it too. Is it because you are already in love with me? Tayuya frowned, did not retort, and did not want to argue with Naruto about such strange words. Naruto stretched, okay, now you're free, of course, if you still want to spend the night with me, I'll take you in. Tayuya took a few steps back. I don't need someone to take me in. Well, it's a pity, then let's part here. When Naruto said this with a smile, Tayuya felt a trance. She didn't know if she would never see Naruto again. Where did Naruto know Tayuya's thoughts? He just beckoned. I want to sleep after eating. I will go up to rest first. If you want to find a place to rest, you can also follow, and it will not be late to leave tomorrow. Tayuya stood in place, looking at Naruto's back. His mood was extremely complicated. Just as Naruto was about to turn the corner and enter, Tayuya stopped Naruto. Naruto turned around and looked at Tayuya. What's wrong? You. Tayuya actually stuttered a little. Naruto thought it was funny. The first time she saw Tayuya like this, she was always very direct, so she smiled. How? Can't bear me? Tayuya gritted her teeth lightly, only to see her clenching her fists lightly and holding the magic flute towards Naruto. If you don't kill me this time, I won't be grateful to you. If we meet next time, I will definitely be better than now. I will definitely kill you. Naruto didn't think about whether this was true or not, but just smiled lightly. If you have this ability, you can always wait, but his words stopped here. It seems that he shouldn't say too much about Tayuya's future, and it is unknown whether many things will change because of this after he comes to this world. Besides, even if Tayuya will die very early in the future, I'm afraid she won't believe it. So, Naruto smiled, I'll wait for you to come to me alive. At this moment, Naruto's smile was like a ray of sunlight shining into Tayuya's heart, and her eyes flickered, actually looking forward to seeing Naruto again next time. Tightly pinching the magic flute in her hand, she responded solemnly, It will. I will definitely come to you again alive. After that, she turned around and walked away directly. Looking at Tayuya's back, Dusk stretched her figure very long. Naruto took one more look, then turned over. Tayuya is also leaving. Naruto will not stay. As for her future fate, no one knows, but at least for a while to come, there should be no problems. Back in the restroom of the hot spring hall, Naruto lay down directly, just wanting to get a good night's sleep. Until the next day, Naruto stretched out a big stretch and yawned. This sleep is so good, should I continue to cultivate, or return to Konoha village? I don't know how Hinata has been doing lately. While getting up, thinking, after a while, Naruto changed back into yesterday's kimono and walked out directly after checking out. It is not too early at this point in time, and there are many people in the market. Naruto walked leisurely down the street, and it was when he heard a commotion. Looking up, I saw that many people seemed to be hit by something and hurriedly dodged. When he was about to see what it was, a pink figure crashed directly into Naruto's body, which was not small, and it made Naruto feel a little pain. However, upon closer inspection, Naruto found that this thing that hit himself was very familiar.